If you've ever opened YouTube Studio and felt overwhelmed by all of the settings, toggles and options, then you're not alone, okay? A lot of creators quietly worry that growth is hidden somewhere in the perfect setting, that if they just tick the right box or optimize the right option, then things will suddenly click. But here's the reassuring truth. Only a few YouTube settings actually matter, and the rest can safely be ignored, especially while you're still growing, okay? And in this video, I'll show you which settings are worth your attention, which ones you can stop stressing about, and how to keep YouTube tech simple so it doesn't slow you down. Hi lovely people, and welcome back to Learn with Nia, the channel where I help those of us over 40 get set up and growing on YouTube. YouTube Studio is designed for everyone, from brand new creators to huge channels with teams behind them. So that means there's lots of options, lots of data and lots of things that look important. But the problem is, when everything looks important, it's hard to know what actually matters. And this is where overthinking creeps in. Creators start spending more time tweaking settings than creating content. And that's when confidence can drop and momentum can slow. And what I want to tell you is this. Growth doesn't come from mastering every menu. It comes from clarity, consistency and connection. So what settings actually matter? Well, I'd say title and first paragraph. Okay, because when people talk about descriptions, they often think it's about keywords. But what really matters now is the first paragraph. That first paragraph helps YouTube, including its Gemini-powered systems now, understand what your video is about, who your video is for, and when to recommend it. So think of it as you explaining your video clearly to one person. You don't need fancy language, you don't need buzzwords, you just need clarity. So a good first paragraph will clearly explain the topic, will mention the problem that you're solving, if you're solving a problem, and it should signal who the video will help, okay? And if you only ever optimize one part of your description, let it be that first paragraph, okay? Because now, in 2026, that paragraph is vitally important. So the next thing I'd say is vitally important is your thumbnail. Now your thumbnail doesn't need to be fancy or design heavy, okay? It just needs one clear idea, readable text and emotional clarity. So if someone can't understand your thumbnail in a second or two, okay, it's probably doing too much. So simple thumbnails will often outperform the perfect ones. The third thing I'd say is important is visibility and audience settings, okay? These basics matter more than you might think. So before you upload, always double check your video is set to public, okay? Otherwise no one's going to see it. Your audience setting is correct. And accidentally marking a video as made for kids can massively limit reach, okay? And it happens more often than people realise, because you can accidentally click it and then, okay, it's made for kids and then your audience is tiny, okay? These basic checks matter far more than advanced options. So clarity in your first paragraph helps YouTube understand your video and helps the right viewers find it. And make sure you choose the right settings and don't tick boxes accidentally, okay? It's worth double checking that always. So here are some things that cause a lot of worry, okay, but don't actually drive growth, believe it or not. Tags. They're helpful, but they're not critical. Advanced metadata. Constantly changing upload defaults. obsessing over tiny analytics and fluctuations, okay? If your video is clear, helpful and relevant, YouTube will do the heavy lifting for you, okay? So you don't need to micromanage the system. So here's a simple routine you can use before every upload, okay? So make sure you've got a clear title, a clear first paragraph of your description, a readable thumbnail, correct visibility and audience settings, and that's it, okay? Because if those are right, your video is ready. No extra stress required. YouTube growth doesn't come from perfect settings, okay? It comes from helping people clearly and consistently. So if tech has been holding you back, then simplify it. You're not missing something, you're learning, and you're doing better than you think. And if you enjoyed this video, remember to like, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss another video, especially if you're over 40 and just starting out on YouTube. I am here to help you. And don't forget to download my free YouTube upload checklist, which is in the description below. And until next time, keep creating, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next one.